brother, also, that's the spirit that the Most High wants it to come out, because a couple of days ago I was walking home with this brother and one of my other brothers, and then he's younger in the truth. So we were just walking, and randomly, I don't know, he's like, so he knows that, you know, there's Israelites in other nations and stuff like that, but how are we gonna be able to let them know the truth and stuff, because they don't speak English? Yeah, and it was just out of nowhere. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's the spirit. I told him, because we were bringing it out more and more, this Israelite foreigner thing, and out of nowhere he just brought it out. Like, how are we gonna tell him?
Yeah, you know what? To land back off what the brother said, I remember many times, and I'm not sitting here trying to bash Zabak or brothers from the camp that I was in years. But I remember many times, man, somebody said that they was from Africa. We automatically called them Hamites. We didn't get into their spirit or nothing. You know, like, we basically judged them based on, okay, you know, I'm from Africa. You know what I mean? Like, we wasn't in Africa for thousands of years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have rulerships in Western Africa. Empires, man. You think every single so-called, every single Israelite was sent over here in slavery? Literally? You think that?
We got messages of those from East Africa saying that they're Israelites amongst the fucking Hamites and saying fuck him.
That's right.
Those writing comments in the book.
Yeah, you had the Coptics in Egypt, man. Those was Israelites, man. Come on. Christian Israelites. Alexandria, Egypt. And although a lot of them Ethiopians is really Kush, yeah. But some of them could be Jake, man.
Yeah.
Some of them gotta be Jake.
The scripture in Zephaniah, you can pull it up. It says, "I'll gather my dispersed from the rivers of Ethiopia."
Over the Cushites.
Ethiopia.
Let's get that too, but let's get this one, because this is important, man. Because you got a lot of you got that heavy black power spirit in Israel.
Yeah, that's right.
And you got to get, not that you got to get rid of it, you got to refocus it.
White power.
Yeah, white meaning
Here.
Yours.
How about Israelite power?
Yeah, how about Israelite power, man? Let's get out of this mentality of judging by looks, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Prince of the power.
That's right, Prince of the power.
This is 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this too. I tell you exactly why a lot of Israelite brothers do that, because it's also the same reason why I used to do it too. So I'm not exempt from that.
You move from that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I moved from it, but I'll tell you exactly why a lot of y'all Israelite groups do that. Somebody come up to the camp and say, they listening, they vibing with it, but then the minute they say they from Ghana or Nigeria, no, you a Hamite. Ye Ethiopians shall be slain by my sword. The Isaiah 45:14. Without even getting into their spirit, or seeing that they have a certain zeal for the word, they're attracted to the word.
That's right.
Didn't Yahushua say, "My sheep hear my voice"?
Oh.
So these so-called Africans might really be Jake dispersed in Africa.
That's right.
But you sitting here cursing them out.
That's right.
But the reason why a lot of y'all do that is because you want somebody to curse out. That honestly, like, I'm gonna tell you, because I used to do it too. I used to be at camp, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody come out, Esau's easy. Esau, a person that looked like a white person is easy to curse out. Then you got an African, y'all had us in slavery in Egypt and all that. You don't even know they might have been slaves with you in Egypt, man.
Right.
They might have been one of the people enslaved in Egypt.
That's right.
But you don't get into their spirit to see if they have a sincerity or attraction to the word of the Heavenly Father. You don't. You just sit there. This is a perfect opportunity for me to take my anger of the black woman out on you. You know what I mean? My girlfriend been pissing me off all week, so now I can curse you out. That's literally what it is, man. You want to take out your frustration on somebody, so that's why you jump to cursing them out and don't even get into the spirit of the whole situation, because you're not spiritual to begin with, man.
Curse out the elect by doing that too. You cursing one by
Man, brother, because it goes to show, like, how you gonna build from that? Because you already know what the Edomites did, but like, we're trying to gather the elect. So we're trying to gather the elect. We gotta think about if that person gets part of the elect more than he just being a heathen or a devil. We already know the devils is lurking around this motherfucker, but we gotta know if we're trying to figure out if you're the elect, so we could there could be a fish gathered. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Lord came here for. He didn't come here to curse everybody out. Why we say, wait ye upon me?
Yeah.
He came here to gather, then to hunt.
Hey man, look, we was talking about it right before we started camp. A lot of the biggest thugs in the hood, they could be nations and you don't even know. Some of the most ruthless damn gangsters, Blood Crip, GD, Vice Lord, Latin King, Them motherfuckers could be Esau or Elam or some shit. And you sitting here, talk, hey brother, just because you look like Jake and whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you think they your brother, and then you got a motherfucker that might look like an Edomite. Like I just sent the brother a video yesterday. Ichiro Suzuki. I believe that's Jake, man.
That motherfucker broke a lot of records.
He's too damn fast.
Yeah, yo, he's fast as hell.
Yeah.
He don't got that Japanese spirit, man. He don't got a Japanese spirit. And Frank Thomas said the first time he seen him, or he met him, whatever, he said, "What's up, homeboy?" to Frank Thomas. Because remember, Frank Thomas was a first baseman. You know what I mean? If you get a hit in baseball, you get a single, you're gonna be at first base.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
John,
For those that don't know baseball, you know what I mean?
John chapter 7, verse 24. Judge not, that's the Lord speaking too, by the way.
Yeah, this is Yahweh Shah speaking.
Judge not according to their appearance, but judge righteous judgment.
So don't judge according to the way somebody look, or just because they come out and say, "Oh, I'm from Zimbabwe" or some shit.
Right.
You just gonna automatically assume. I remember when we was on, I think it was 34th one time. I had a so-called African lick my boots, but
Hey,
I don't think he was Jake though, to be honest.
I don't think Jake do it.
I don't think that's a tear. I think that's one of the real Africans though. Not because of that, but because like,
Well, he was.
yeah, he was kind of Hamish. Yeah.
Hamish.
He had a Hamish vibration. Like these brothers right here from so-called Africa, you can tell the spirit. Like, you know what I'm saying? All this time I never knew y'all was from Ghana, but y'all blend in. Like you can tell y'all brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Africans that are really straight up, African, like Adabisi. Even he might be Jake. I don't know about him though, but
Idris Elvis.
huh? Who?
Idris Elba.
Oh, Idris Elba?
It was a,
Oh, yeah,
He could be, but he is from a
No, he's
No, that's a Jake. That's a Jake.
bro.
but the funny thing is where he comes from is called East Ham, London. But he could be Jake though.
No, he's Jake.
It's probably Esau messing with him, putting his family in a place called East Ham for a reason. You know what I mean? You was about to say something?
No.
Oh yeah. Read that again for me.
John chapter 7, verse 24. Judge not according to the appearance.
So don't just have somebody come up to camp looking a certain way and automatically judge them and say, yeah, you fucking East Indians and shit. You East Indians are going into slavery. What if he tell you, my mother's a coolie, that's the East Indian, the terminology for them, and my father's a so-called black Benjamite. Then what you gonna say? Because you got those out there, man.
Oh, yes. Actually, when you said that, it's funny because yesterday I was talking to one of my coworkers,
I'll get the game on the
and
camera. On the camera.
she looks like a so-called white person, but her spirit is different. So I was talking to her, I was like, yo, where you from? She's like, oh, I'm from Crotona. I'm like, no, like your ethnicity. She's like, oh, my father is Italian, and my mother is, she said some other shit. I said, where's your father's father from? She said, oh, he's Sicilian. I said, oh, really? Like, I was like, oh, okay, so you might be, and I asked her, you a Christian or something like that? She was like, oh, she went to Catholic high school. And I said, you heard about Israelites? She's like, yeah. I was like, yo, you might be an Israelite, I don't know. But our spirits connect. So I was like, yo, you just might be an Israelite. And she was jumping, like she was happy. She was like, oh my God, that's crazy. I was like, yo, that's the spirit right
You know why she's probably so happy? Because she probably walked past like 20 camps that told her, you're condemned, you're a heathen.
Right.
That just saw her and she probably looked like a cracker or whatever. Oh, you're a heathen. You've had Israelites. You've had Israelites that have called me Esau all my time in the truth. I mean, I'm pretty light, whatever. But I mean, I've been doing this thing. I would like to think if I was a heathen, I would have been out of this thing years ago. You know what I mean?
But she did say, she said one thing though. She said Sicilians don't consider themselves Italian.
Right.
She said they consider themselves something completely different. Like they're not Italian at all. Like they don't like Italians. They don't want to be considered Italian. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
They don't associate with the white Italians from North and Middle. There's a divide from the North and the South. I got a precept, but let's say you still reading that.
Yeah, but you can get the precept.
This is Daniel's 9 and 7. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces as at this day.
So what does that mean if it doesn't mean that you're gonna have Israelites that look like other nations coming up and saying, Kwame Yasharala in the last days, you know what I mean? Say it for me, brother.
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala, there you go. That's an Israelite from Africa. That's really not from Africa. He's from Israel. You know what I mean? So a lot of Israelites, man, you gotta grow up out of that, man. You gotta grow up out of that mentality of just having somebody say they're from a certain country. What if you see somebody that look like a straight goop? They look like a straight up goop. They look more Chinese than my mom. And slanted eyes and all that. And they be like, my father, you cursing them out, telling them that their Vietnamese ass is going to hell and make me some rice, chicken and broccoli and rice.
Spirit Select, bro. See that brother's jacket right there?
Yeah, Seminole.
The only reason why I'm speaking about it is because it's known that the so-called Seminoles, which are Reuben, along with Gad's so-called Native Americans, they was amongst the so-called Japanese and Chinese. When you go into Jeremiah, the 48th chapter, so it may be somebody that looks like a goof, but they may go back to one of those tribes.
Yeah, and also, and what if they say, listen, my father was a so-called black man, and you know what I'm saying, he laid down with my mother, you know, he was a soldier fighting in Vietnam. Then what you gonna say? You done called them all types of gooks and make me some chicken fried rice and all that, and he turned out to be an Israelite. So that's what we saying, man. You gotta grow up out of that mentality, thinking that everybody's gonna look like Wesley Snipes. Or even those of you that accept the so-called Hispanics and say, you know, everybody's gonna look like, who's that guy, Machete? Daniel Trejo?
Yeah, Daniel Trejo.
But you think every Hispanic's gonna look like that?
Yeah.
You're gonna have people that come from Venezuela, whatever. You're gonna have people come from all over the world. You're gonna have somebody that says that they're Australian, that they really are Israelite, man.
We actually have brothers in Australia that said that the deal not coming for a while. He actually I seen the elder say they actually want to start a camp out there.
That's beautiful, man. Get us out of here, man.
There was a brother too that wrote a while back from Sweden.
Yeah. You got brothers all over this world, man.
Literally.
And sisters too, man. You got family. Come, go ahead.
You said the war thing now. Like, I know a couple people. He dead now. The one dude I know. But y'all heard of A. Marie?
Yeah.
You would think she's a Moabite, but like she's straight up Jake. Her mom was Korean, but her father is Jake, straight up in the army.
That's another one. Anel, brother brought me. We put up on the page. She sounds just like a sister, man. Straight up like a sister, yo. She sounds. You close your eyes. That's how you know. You close your eyes, you can hear. That's a sister. You open your eyes, you see her Google. Like, oh shit, that's the Most High.
Yeah, and I'm changing my mind about this guy because he's an Ethiopian so-called, but I really think he could really be Jake Weekend. I don't know, man. Yeah, he's a so-called Ethiopian by way of Canada. Yeah, man. I got scripture too. You got more on that?
Yeah. There's because it's home with a topic on it. This is Daniel 9:7. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day. To the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of the trespass that they have trespassed against thee. O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee.
Hey, can I say one thing? That scripture right there can just prove that some of the kings of Israel are going to be looking like these other nations. Some of the actual kings of Judah that was in the line of David are going to, and before, not before David, but after David, going to be looking like these other nations. David's David's children's not going to be all this straight Wesley Snipe looking like, man.
Yeah.
I'll mention this right quick. I forget the Hebrew word off top, but when you actually go into it, because you got scoffers that try to call themselves saying that that don't apply to Israelites, a different complexion and whatnot, they'll say that it's only a confusion of face because we're in captivity. During that time with Daniel and even to the kings that are in captivity now. But when you look at it even more spiritual, twofold, it don't just mean at that specific point, it can mean very well prophecy, meaning what's to happen before it takes place. Even the foreigners are in captivity, and that's confusion of face. And how do you know that they're foreigners? Because when you go into Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, going throughout the scriptures, when it speaks about the curses, it lets you know that that's going to follow you wherever you go. Whether you look like a dark-skinned Israelite or whether you look like another nation, it's going to be confusion of face on both sides.